I'd like to start this Friday by pointing out that our viewers don't ever get to see the behind the scenes of getting this program ready to go, and we always have to start by doing a cue for the cameras so that they're all edited online together, and Mitchell is responsible for the big loud clap, not unlike the clapboard that people are used to seeing, you know, at the beginning of a movie shot. That's what that's for, to make that loud clap sound. And you really failed us, Mitchell.
It was a terrible opening. You know what, the Jets recently, you know, have had some rough.
The Jets.
I'm very much like the Jets.
Is this just a bad transition? I don't know.
A bad start. They've had bad starts in a few games recently, and that's what I've had today. So hopefully, when we get to these next little bits, I'm gonna be able to step up a little bit.
We'll be back for the second segment. It'll be much better in the second.
Exactly.
Yeah, we should maybe.
That being said, what's your clap like?
Oh, it's awful. That's why Mitch said it's no good.
That's why I'm making fun of Mitch.
So much pressure.
It's terrible. Well, Tyler Glenn is joining us again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me back, everybody.
Jay may have gotten. Jay, last I heard on Facebook, was lost in a cave somewhere in Thailand with birds pooping on him. It's been. His Facebook posts have been highly entertaining. The trip sounds amazing, and he did say that he really doesn't want to leave ever. So. Thailand seems to be the place for Jay. We've got some interesting topics, I think, to get to today. And Mitch, I actually kind of want to start with the thing we were talking about in the newsroom this morning. Fill us in for those who might not have.
I actually did some research and found out that leggings are off limits at St. Boniface High School. It's now help me with it. Diocesan. There we go. It's St. Boniface Diocesan High School, and in their
it's a Catholic school.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in their parent and student handbook, it says tights, leggings, and yoga pants are not to be worn in place of pants. And it's been kind of all over North America. There's been schools in Halifax, Vermont, and Minnesota, all with the same kind of rules. So curious to know what everybody thinks about it.
Yeah, because you wear leggings all the time.
Well, exactly.
Actually, to me, it's Asher and I wear them every day.
Yeah. For me, it's like the 21st century sweatpant.
Well, but I mean, I think I've always said tights aren't pants, meaning if you're going to wear them, cover up sort of to mid-thigh, because if your rear end is showing and you're not covering that with a shirt or a dress or whatever, then it's too short. Tights aren't meant to be, in my mind, meant to be worn without coverage.
Supported, yes.
But if you go to the mall or go into high schools, a lot of the younger girls are wearing tights and then a short shirt, and it's very revealing, let's be honest. But that's a massive article of popular fashion currently to ban. Like, if we couldn't wear tights, I don't know what I'd wear.
Well, and it's interesting that you mentioned, you know, it should be covered up, because the principal at one of these Minneapolis schools, what he exactly said was some of our girls have chosen to wear T-shirts with the leggings, thus exposing more leg and backside area. So there you go. That's your very case proven.
Yes. Well, I mean, Tracy doesn't wear pants most of the time, so
it's
you'd
minus
be kicked out of school every day.
I don't know. Fashion is, I think there has to be freedom of fashion. And I mean, is that just sort of like the micro mini skirt when that came in and how scandalous that was?
Or
like
belly-bearing tops or the low-slung jeans.
Leggings, I mean, are covering legs. Now, granted, yes, I mean, if there's fashion faux pas and, you know, people wearing them incorrectly. I mean, for you, Tyler, too, when you're a supervisor. When you wear tights,
I mean, it's extremely revealing when I wear tights, so I probably won't be going into that school.
But in your area, too, you have young women working there.
Do.
And a lot of them do come in with leggings.
Well, sure. And I actually had one new female employee come in and say, "Hey, can I wear a camisole?" And I was like, "Well, I'm a guy. I don't really know what that is." And then she popped off her jacket, and I was like, "No, you cannot wear that." And I grabbed a Hudson Bay blanket and like wrapped it around her and give her a hot cup of tea. But no, like I mean, the leggings are one thing, but as long as sweatpants with juicy are still allowed, then I'm pretty sure it's a non-issue.
Like,
for me.
is it our bad, though, of maybe not being very clear on what is acceptable? I mean, it's a given or it's not a given anywhere.
You can't assume common sense, first of all. Like in anything, you can't assume people are going to have common sense.
And you should also, you know what, I think that kids need kids, especially teenagers, they need freedom to express who they are. And I mean, there are always going to be limits, and if you're, you know, and I think that on an individual basis, that's when the teacher says, you are showing too much backside area.
Yeah.
And you need to go and put something on, don't wear it again. But I mean, you know, I remember going through the grunge era. I remember wanting to dye my hair and just feeling like that was showing who I was and exploring that. And I, you know, if it's the case, like do uniforms if you're so concerned. Right?
And then that's right. It's a private school, and a lot of them do, and that's why they do have uniforms. It's interesting because also you have 2 young girls, and fashion, you know, culture is defined by fashion. Like you said, you went through grunge and crazy hair, and now it's leggings everywhere and texture, and it's fashionable. Like,
but I think you can wear them and be appropriate, right? There's a way to be fashionable, fashion forward, but not be inappropriate, not be too revealing or provocative or what have you. Like when belly shirts were banned, which was fair enough in a lot of schools, that was a topic too. You have to, you know, you got to cover your navel. Well, I think that's fair. It's not the middle of summer, you're not on a beach. Body parts should be covered in professional situations or what have you. And I think in a high school in particular, if you've got girls prancing around, distracting other students, whether it be other females or males or what, you know, I just think
teachers,
and gosh, you know, listen to the news and problems that arise when students and teachers start to get.
I think the problem with like a blanket policy like that is it really just it spares a couple of awkward one-on-one conversations by saying, well, you can't do it. And I don't think that's necessarily the best policy, but we have a dress code in place, and we'll let you know if you're sort of skirting the boundaries, so to speak, excuse the pun. But yeah, so I think that saves a couple of awkward conversations by blanketing everyone. It just makes it more enticing to try to get by the rules when you do something like that.
And then maybe the media is responsible too. You look at every fashion magazine, you know, at the grocery store, and you see like the big stars like Nicki Minaj, or like some of the wild outfits she wears, and I've seen her in leggings and tights and really and Mariah Carey, and you see like you know, you're an impressionable teenager and you see these superstars dressing like that. Well, why can't I?
Yeah, and you know, for me, I just really, I really think it is important to let kids like push those boundaries and learn where boundaries are. It's all part of growing up. Very quickly, but my daughter on the weekend actually, she likes to wear skirts all the time. My youngest, my 5-year-old, she will not wear pants even in the winter. And she had going to a skating party, and I told her, you have to wear pants. If you wear a skirt on top, you gotta wear pants. She comes downstairs and she's all like looking very innocent, and she's wearing jeans and a long shirt, and I was like, you look really nice, and she's like, thanks. And then she walks away, and I was like, oh, this is good. She's wearing pants. Well, I go pick her up from her birthday party, and the mom says, here's your daughter's clothes. And I said, well, what is she wearing? Underneath these pants and shirt, she is wearing a ballet outfit from 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
A tiny little thing, little spaghetti straps, and nothing, no tights or anything, just this little tutu. And I'm like, but I think that's hilarious.
But she was the best dressed.
But here's the thing, though, right? I agree. They should be you have to find your own image. You have to find yourself in fashion. But I think you also have to learn about appropriateness in situations. You have to dress appropriately for your workplace. You have to dress appropriately for a dinner party, a wedding, whatever sort of a job interview. And if you don't learn those things in high school, you prance into a job interview in short shorts and a belly top. Well, you're not getting that job. And I think,
don't know.
I was going to say,
but my point being is that I think, I don't know that I agree that it should be entirely banned in the school, but I think there's appropriate things for appropriate situations, and that's something that needs to be learned in high school.
It's a real life lesson, I think. Yeah. It's an easy way that it's more meaningful to someone who sort of makes a choice for a dress that's maybe not appropriate, have someone say, hey, that's not appropriate, so that they don't have to learn it on their own when it really counts later on in life.
But by banning it, banning it, then you're never learning that lesson.
You don't learn the lesson.
Yeah.
No.
All right, we have lots more to get to, but we've got to take a quick break, so we'll be right back.